Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. It's me, Indar, mom of Ayaran. It's very nice to meet you again. And in this tutorial, I'd like to show you how to make a travel bag organizer. And of course, as usually, we will use a fabric scraps patchwork. You can have the pattern and the list of the material from the description. I've written the link on the description. But before I start show you how to make it, don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and leave your comment below. Let's get started. The material we use, of course, fabric scraps, and I also cut 2 3 for the base. And this is the fabric and the pocket and the zipper for the pocket. The pocket is on the lid, and this is material for the elastic with the elastics to make the pocket on the divider. And here's for main interior side part, and it is for the connector for the zipper and for the divider. And here I use zipper, and of course we have to complete it with 2 pieces of slider. And here's the webbing for the handles, and here 3 kinds of interlining and interfacing I used. For the interlining and the interfacing, it is up to you, but for the side part I use the Eva form. And this is the last piping. We start making the travel bag with sewing the patchwork. It is up to you how you want to make the pattern of the patchwork. It is of course depend on the scraps we have. Okay, finish with making the patchwork with our scrap. Now we apply this part of the patchwork to the interlining. Make 2 for one for the base and one for the lid. And now we will sew the handle, the webbing to the lid. After the top with the handle ready, now it's time for us to sew the piping. It is up to you if you want to wrap the piping with the synthetic leather tape from the synthetic leather as I did, or you just make it from the fabric stripes. Finish with the piping. Now we will sew the zipper, and of course before we sew it we have to put the slider on it. This is how I sew the connector. And we have two top stitches, and then we attach the connector with the zipper to the top of our bag organizer. And don't forget to make a small cuts on our zipper in every curves of on the top. Don't forget to use a piping foot. And of course, here we have to make a small V or snippet the every corner of the top. Well, now it's time to make a pocket, inner pocket on the top. We have to sew the connector. Repeat the process with the wider one. We put it on the fabric for the base, and we sew it with the small seam allowance. It is about half of a centimeter. And finish with the pocket. Now we will sew it to the top. We've already made before, and of course we have to make some parts unsewn as opening. And now we will make a pocket with the elastics on it. This is how I sew the elastic band. First, I sew the edge of the elastic, and then I top stitch us along the elastic. Repeat the process to the other one. Now we sew the patchwork to one of the interlining for the divider, and here we are. I already stitched all around the edge with the narrow seams allowance, and now I will make a connector. And now I sew the pocket to the divider, and here's how I sew the pocket to the divider, and do the same process to the other one. Finish with the pocket. Now it's time to sew the connector, and after that we put the fabric for the divider on it, good sides together, and we sew all around the edge, and don't forget of course to make an opening to turn the inside out. And here I sew the edge of the interior part, the side body, and after I sew the edge, I attach the connector of the divider and sew it. I already sew the patchwork for the main interior, and it is for the base. It's already have a piping on it, and now I will join it. So all around the edge with all around the edges with the piping foot. We will sew the three part we've already made. How to make sure that the position or the arrangement is right is the good side of the top have to meet the good side of the base. finish joining the three parts of it. Now we have to make a small top stitches all around the upper side of the main exterior. Now we have to put the main interior for the base on it. We have to sew it to the main interior, the side part, and we can start the center of it, of the two parts, and we can pin it. And after we pin it, we sew around the edges, but let some parts open to help us as opening to help us to turn the inside out. Well, the last thing we have to do now is to hand stitch the opening, and we can use the hand stitch on it. You may use my basic hand stitch on my video. I've already published. I already uploaded that kind of stitching. Well, you can apply the same technique to make the case of our sewing kit as I shown here, and it is up to you. Well, we can add a different kind of pocket or whatever. Just let your imagination wild. Thank you for watching. See you on my next tutorial, and don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and leave your comment below. Have a wonderful day. See you on my next tutorial. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bye.